Hello and welcome back. This is episode 183 of NooBTooB, where we are beat.
Yeah, we are kind of destroyed. No skits this week, no anything. Like we have been, we're recording very late, so we apologize. No funny bits this week, but
yes,
we do have some very exciting games for you. I'm Tobin Kozaire.
Yes, and I'm Yuzo Watanabe. This week we're talking about Yakuza 3, Tobin's favorite game in the world.
Yes!
And some other stuff which probably doesn't even matter since we're talking about Yakuza 3, right? Supreme Commander 2? What?
Yeah.
Red
Steel something.
Yeah, something.
And Yakuza motherfucking 3! Oh!
We do have a few new releases.
Yeah, we do. So our new releases include Just Cause 2, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey, and Cave Story.
That sounds familiar.
So, but let's get started with Yakuza 3.
Oh my god. I'm surprised there isn't a wine drinking mini game in Yakuza 3.
How do you know there isn't? Have you completed the game?
That is correct.
Have you completed
because
the game?
I did see a number of wine goblets.
Number of times fallen down shit face. In fact, you can get intoxicated. I've done it already.
Really?
Yep.
God damn it.
You go to a bar, and the cool thing is you actually order a drink, and there's like a little like intoxicated icon, and you're walking funny.
Okay, well, before we get there, we do have a couple of announcements to make.
So I just found out that my work is shipping me to Canada for a week.
Damn.
And I think that you're going to be out of country or out of state.
I'm going to be out of state for the first couple of days, so yeah it's just like
so we
really
apologize
bad.
in advance. Next week, it's going to be 2 weeks until the next episode because
guys.
there's just no way around it. I'm going to Canada. There's no consoles there. There's no electricity.
There's a lot of moose.
No running water.
Yeah.
I don't know what else about Canada. I heard there's hot strippers. Everybody says.
Wait, what?
I don't understand. I'm like, hey, I'm going to Canada. People are like, oh, check out the strip clubs. The Canadian strippers are hot. It's like, okay.
Well, all right. Well,
that's
the
a
thing
weird
is,
thing for a whole country.
I wouldn't doubt it because the strippers here, at least the strip clubs that I've been to, and I've been in like only a few.
Yeah.
They're nasty.
Yeah, that's
really true. Like I'm looking, I'm like, I don't want to have nothing near that at all. Like I don't know, especially in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, it was bad, dude. There's the girls that work and they way through nursing school, and they'd be like, "Hey, put your dollar on my C-section scar." Anyway, we apologize in advance. 2 weeks off, but let's get cracking on Yakuza 3. None of this yap.
No, games.
Let's go to the game. So Yakuza 3.
Oh, geez, like. Listen, I didn't like Yakuza 1. Like, I really didn't. And there was I think, a lot of good, valid reasons. And I played 2. I could kind of see where they were going.
Yeah.
With 3?
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking God.
They sold it.
They sold it. They sold me.
I was going to say, like, I was playing through the game, and, you know, as time went on, I was just like, you know, my erection got larger and larger. I'm like, this game is awesome. But I was like, man, I wonder if this is going to tickle the same spots with you as it is with me, because everything about this just, like, I was grinning half the time I was playing.
Well, how does it compare to the first two? Because, again, I didn't like the first two because I thought they were very linear.
Right.
Like, they were very story-driven, and the story was so-so.
Right. So, so I guess to take a step back, so Yakuza 3 is, it's hard to say what this game is like, because, I mean, you could say that it's kind of open world the same way that Grand Theft Auto is.
Yeah, very similar to there, yeah.
But it's so much bigger. Like, it's kind of open world Tokyo simulator, Yakuza simulator sort of.
I wouldn't even say it's bigger, though. That's the thing. Like, I would say that this game is more detailed. It's more dense.
Yeah,
They took Grand Theft Auto, like all of the different boroughs that you go to, all this stuff, and put it into about 8-block radius.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This game's dense.
Right. But I mean, the root of the game is that there's a story where you're this Yakuza with a very long history.
Oh yeah.
And the cool thing is, if you've forgotten or if you didn't play the first 2 Yakuza games, there is about 45 minutes of video that you can watch. It's like, watch the story for Yakuza 1, watch the story for Yakuza 2.
When I first got the game, I was like, okay, like I didn't play 1 and 2 that much, so I'm going to put it in there, I'm going to watch it, and this was about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Right, I'm like, I hope I get to play something, and about, again, 45 minutes to an hour later, I'm like, okay, I'm going to bed.
You got to go to bed. Did you get to play? No. This game is for the patient.
Yeah.
Like there's no question that, you know, if you're just like, I want to get in there and just beat up on dudes, like, you know, I just want to be in a bunch of fights. It's like, the pace is very different.
It spoon feeds you in a way that is almost similar to Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But at some point, like, they bring the point where all of a sudden you can do everything.
Exactly.
About 3 hours into the game.
Yeah.
So I really like that because I was just kind of like watching the story. I'm like, oh wow, okay, he's going over here. I got a little confused because it started doing back. You know, like flashbacks and all this other stuff. But now you're in Okinawa, which is where you start. I'm like, whoa, this is... I've never been to Okinawa. But I would imagine this is exactly how it is.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
the detail that they have, all the different shops that you have, they have quicklies.
Yes.
I know they have in Okinawa. They have all the different...
That's the thing, is like you'll just be walking down a street and the streets are even painted the same way. Like they lay out, they have the arrangement of just what shops put in front of their stores is the same. All of the signs are the same. The lighting is the same. The noise is the same. It is just, I just get into the game and I'll just be playing and playing for hours, and the time will just fly by because I'm in Tokyo, I'm in Okinawa, I'm in wherever, like out of the beach or in the city.
Does it take a while to get to Tokyo? Because I've played a fair bit of time at this point, like 5 or 6 hours, and I'm still in Okinawa.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does. I mean,
because I'm wondering, because like I like Okinawa and all, but it's like I want to get back to Kamurocho or something.
Shit gets real. Like the nice thing is there's this escalation where it starts out and it's all very peaceful and you're raising orphans and
it's like feels like an orphanage simulator to me. Seriously, like I'm walking through, I'm like this badass Yakuza, but I am scolding or teaching one of my orphans that stealing is wrong.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, really?
And in a way, I kind of almost wonder if it's this, to give you, this feeling of, all right, well, this guy is kind of born for action, and this is what his life is like. So you're playing through, and like you're getting a little bit bored. You're out there and you're raising the kids.
Not really. I wouldn't say I'm bored because I'm like looking. Oh, look, there's locker keys all over the
That's
place.
True.
Oh, I can play mahjong.
Yeah.
Right.
So what are the mini games?
Well, hold on. What's the point of the game? Because then we go to the mini game.
The point of the game is to live your life. Live your life as a Yakuza. I mean, you're out there for generally speaking, these games tend to be, you are from the Tojo clan, and something threatens the Tojo clan.
Yeah, and you got to go fix shit.
You got to go fix shit. I mean, because I don't want to give too much more plot away than that, but I mean that's the plot pretty much of every Yakuza, and it's the same with this. Is you've retired. You were the fourth chairman of the Tojo clan. You've gone off. You're raising orphans, and then shit gets real. And they come and they're just like, you need to whoop on people. And you reluctantly are dragged back in. You thought you were out and they pulled you back in.
Oh, man. But like they do all that stuff and it's like, I don't think that's the point of the game. Seriously, like I'm playing Yakuza and I'm like, okay, well, I get this main story.
Yeah.
But it's not as interesting as the 100 other things I could do in town.
I know.
Like, I'm walking around, I'm like, okay, I see a guy with 2 ice cream cones. And I'm like, that's interesting. He's got a little, green triangle, means I can talk to him. Then go talk to him. He's like, dude, I got 4 of these 6-scoop ice cream cones, and I need some help. Can you take them to my wife and kid?
Right. And he's like, I'm a fucking Yakuza. Like I'm a tough guy, and then all of a sudden you're like, you
can't bump into anybody.
You can't bump into people. You can't run. So you're just like this tough dude walking through the streets with your ice cream cones. and then, I love the mini games like that. I love them.
And there's so many of them. That's just like, and I'm walking around. It's also just like, oh, I can't find my daughter. Oh, I don't know where she is. And then all of a sudden you go to all these different girls who've traded with the same girl, different items.
Traded
hats, and I'm like.
You're tracking down the little kid. At one point, I was actually helping a loan shark track down this dude that was owed, or the loan shark was owed money, and I was going to go because I was a legend in the loan sharking business.
Really?
Yeah, because like
in Tokyo. In Tokyo. I see. Yeah.
So it's just like you just run these little things, but then on top of that, every store has shit in it. So it's like you go by a bowling alley, you can go in and bowl. Yeah. You go by a place, you can play pool, you can play darts, you can play batting cages. Batting cages is actually really fun.
The thing that freaked me out, in this game, they put a golf game. Yeah. In the middle of this game. Because I'm looking at I'm like, okay, I'm talking to this guy because I have to I have to basically influence him because of something else in the storyline. It's just like, hey, let's go play golf. And I'm like, they'll probably just have us be on the course.
Right.
And like, no, I'm like playing fucking, I'm picking my sand wedge, I'm getting out of the sand trap, and I'm like, really? I can't imagine how many people they put in. They have working on this game.
It's breathtaking how many people, because I mean, if you look at it, there's all these different ways to train. There's a leveling up system very similar to God of War.
Really? So I have been playing 6 hours. I haven't even got it. Like, you keep on telling me, like, I'm learning new moves, and like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, like all the experience when you beat up on people.
Oh yeah, you
can level up your heat or your life. So there's 4 different things you can level up. It gives you new attacks. It gives you more health. It gives you. Your heat bar starts charging up, which is when you can do the special attacks, which are awesome. Because every weapon, every item you pick up, you can pick up a bike, and there's a heat attack on that, where it's like you walk into somebody, you can just hit him with it, or you can press the heat button, and he's like, ah! Boom! Fucking bike parts go everywhere, and you knock some dude's head into a wall. Like
I think the main heat one I got right now is the one where they're on the ground, you can pick them up, and then basically swing them around like
as a weapon.
As a weapon.
Yeah. And the cool thing is there's a on the beach in Okinawa there's a weapons trainer.
I can't beat him, dude.
He is hard as shit.
Have you beat him?
I beat him in 2 weapons.
So how do you do it? Because like I'm fighting him, like seriously, I knock him down this much, and then I have no more health, and I don't have anything to get my health back.
Yeah. It's tough. You got to have finesse. You got to be
I'm
dodging
working
all.
it, but like I did it twice, and I'm like, seriously. Then after I fight him, I have this much health,
and you
I
have to
find him
stagger back to the joint.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that again until I have like 20 health packs.
I know.
Is that what you did?
I had a couple health packs with me
right.
for sure. But it definitely takes it out of the button mashing realm. Like you have to each weapon. Like some weapons have distance on them. You have to keep distance from him. You have to do dodging around him. You have to do blocking.
The blocking's really important.
Yep.
And on that same fucking beach, there's a fishing game. Seriously, and you can get all sorts of different bait. I went to a fish shop in a market, and I'm like, oh, there's fish here. I'm like, 4 kinds of bait. And I bought every single one, right? And I'm like,
and the cool thing is when you catch fish, you go back to the fish market and you sell them for money.
I haven't done that yet.
You make money by selling the fish you caught.
That's awesome. And can you get different fish with the different bait? I haven't tried it. I haven't been back to the...
I've only been fishing at that one place.
With the worms.
With the worms.
Because I want to get some badass fish now that I spent like 2,000 yen on some fat
on a
bait.
bunch of different bait.
Yeah, some good bait. So
yeah. So I mean, it's tough to describe this game without jumping around like we've been doing because it is a experience and it's hard to explain to people that are used to playing standard traditional games where it's just like, what kind of game is this? Oh, it's a brawler. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. And this one has 50,000 mini games in it. Plus it's a Tokyo simulator. Plus there's a great Yakuza story. Plus there's good fighting. Yeah,
I mean, like, you take aspects of God of War, Grand Theft Auto, Fable for some of the RPG stuff, put a really dense story around it, like, I don't know, like any JRPG, I guess, basically, for the most part. You kind of add all this stuff together, and you set it in modern day.
Yeah.
Which is very unlikely. You never see the things where it's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to a shop, and I can buy CC Lemon.
Right, CC Lemon, which is available, like, if you watch the videos of us in Tokyo, we're drinking that shit. Like, it's not one of these things where you're like, ding, 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 ding. Oh, I'm in traditional
I'm drinking Poopsie,
whatever. I'm in traditional old Tokyo, I'm fighting people with wooden staves and living in mud. No, this is, like, right now.
Yeah.
And what's weird to me is that it's selling so well in Japan, where
I don't think
they live there. They fucking live there. It's not like they're just like, oh shit, CC Lemon. Like they can just walk downstairs and buy it.
You know who these people are, right? The people that buy these games are the otaku who are shut-ins who never leave their house. So it's like, look, I get to walk the streets of Tokyo, which I never do,
and beat people up,
and
have women find you attractive, and go do karaoke with women.
That's true.
So
so it is. I think that's why, dude. It's because it's all of the really shut-in Japanese.
Yeah, it's the life they would like to live. You get to live as an assertive, badass, tough guy.
And why do we like it? Because we get to be in Japan where we don't.
Because we're basically Well, I was going to say we're American shut-ins, where it's like we're shut out of fucking Japan by not speaking the language and not having enough money to fly over there all the time.
Yeah, and as I was playing this game, I really thought I was going to not like it.
I thought you were too. I thought you were going to come back and be like,
But the storyline. I mean, the storyline's good, but it's not stellar. It's not like going to like blow me away. It's just like it's like a
Yakuza gangster film.
Exactly.
It's nothing. Yeah, it's not Oscar-winning whatever.
No,
but
not at all.
It's good.
Yeah, the voice acting's really fantastic. But really, what gets me is just like I want to see what happens next.
Yes.
When I walk around that corner, I know there's going to be 20 things that I could potentially do.
Yeah.
And I walk past guys, and guys are like, psst, hey, I want to take you to a secret place, and I'm like, but I'm on doing 2 other things right now.
But I'm back to you. Busy right now.
Yeah. So it's just like and the thing is like I think I will start getting sick of it when it's more story driven and I've done like 80% of the things. But considering I think I've pretty much scratched the surface, I'm gonna play this game for another 10, 15 hours at least.
And the thing is I'm getting to the point in the plot now where shit's getting crazy with the Tojo clan, and I'm like going after different Yakuza heads and like just trying to track. It's a mystery, it's like who's betraying who, and who's the bad guy, who's the good guy, and they all have really interesting quirks. Like some, like every character is very, very memorable.
Yes, the characterization is really. I mean, the storyline, but the characterization is like everybody's like different.
Yes,
they have the little quirks. I like that. When you actually go after the different guys, is it kind of like that one battle where you know what I'm talking about, right? Where you basically go up the different stairs and all that. Is it kind of like just more of those, like dungeons?
Kind of, but much more interesting. Actually, it gets
that was kind of
it gets more interesting for sure. So I cannot recommend this game enough. Like I say go buy this right now if you have any interest in any of the 1,000 different gameplay elements we just talked about.
Yeah, and I think if you have any curiosity about Japan at all, this will give you a really good just feel for it.
Yeah.
because it's so atmospheric. It's so the storyline, the cultural items, and granted, they had to take some cultural items away from this game,
Right?
Because they were worried that we would have no idea. What
the hostess clubs. Yeah, I know it is funny. I mean, like, I'm glad that they took out the game where it's like quiz about Japanese history because we would never get it. But I do wish they hadn't taken out the hostess clubs because you know what? Americans like sex.
But I think hostess clubs aren't about sex.
That's true.
I think I
think we would have understood it.
You think so?
Desperate white nerds understand wanting to talk to girls.
Probably.
Yeah.
Actually, we need. Yeah, you're right because I think I've heard that what is it? Maid cafes are starting to pick up here.
Are you shitting me?
There's one in LA.
There's always fucking one in LA. But there's always one of something in LA in New York, and everybody else gets ass fucked. Damn it. But I would like them to bring a maid cafe here because I would laugh. Well, I wouldn't care, but I would like it for on principle.
It was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right? It was very odd.
Yeah.
But anyhow.
Buy it, buy it.
Really good game.
So next up is Supreme Commander 2, which I still have not yet played because I don't give a shit about RTSs.
But you don't even give a shit about StarCraft 2 anymore.
I don't.
That's so sad.
But you've been playing it, right? Haven't you been playing StarCraft 2?
No, I've been playing a ton of StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make this about StarCraft 2, but I'm going to have to.
Oh, of course.
Because this came out the
same time.
It's
the competition. I mean, like, whatever. To not talk about StarCraft 2 would be silly.
Yes, so I went and played. So I am a huge Supreme Commander 1 fan.
Yes.
I love the sense of scale, the way that they, basically bounce everything, and you kind of do this cool strategic doom when you zoom.
Yeah.
You blow out, and you have like 500 guys.
Right.
You're like, 200 guys go over here, 200 guys. It wasn't really micromanaging, which I really liked. It was just kind of like this big epic feel.
You get to be a general. Like, you actually did broad strokes.
And the difference is the strategy, not tactics.
Yeah.
If you guys make sense. Now, this one, they had problems. So they decided, with Supreme Commander 1, they decided, we're going to make a console version because our game's not selling enough. Obviously, there's a bunch of consoles out there, so make a console version of it.
Yeah.
It sucked ass.
Yeah.
It was terrible. So based off that experience, they're saying, let's make Supreme Commander 2 at the same time we do console and PC and release it at the same time.
And like the same code base, you think? I mean, is it the same game? Is it supposed to be?
Pretty much. So again, I have not played the console version, but my understanding is the console version informed the design of the PC version. So I'm playing it, and I'm looking at the colors. They're all really like pastel-y. Like I can kind of tell what they are, but they look lame, like plasticky.
Yeah.
It's something I kind of expect on an RTS on a console, but not on PC.
I expect RTS and console to not exist because it's stupid.
Well, the only good example we've seen is Age of Booty, pretty much, right?
Age of Booty, yeah.
Because you're controlling one unit.
And calling that RTS is dodgy. Like it's RTS light for sure.
Yeah, and I hear Halo Wars did okay for that, but again, it still doesn't make sense. So again, they did that, and it's just like it just feels wrong. They got the worst voice actors in the world. And they make them talk all the time. Seriously, like you'd be playing just like rah, 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 and they'd have a little window pop up, and it's just constantly popping up of guys talking really badly.
Right.
And I mean, again, like I'm sure you don't care.
Well, I mean,
about
I'm
any
interested
of this,
to see about the differences because you already reviewed the beta. Like you already reviewed the beta, and you were worried about it. And it sounds like everything you were worried about actually came true, right? I mean, it's basically the same damn game.
Yeah, it's the same, and they actually made it worse because they had even more voiceovers and more everything. Like, I didn't expect
and more the menu of management that you were talking about too, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I already complained about basically the whole point of me is like when I'm playing RTS, I don't want to have to see menus and look through shit.
Right.
That's the whole point, right?
Yeah,
like,
you want it to feel fluid.
Yeah, and I want to be able to click on a unit and then train a new ability or click on a barracks and do this. I don't want to have to go, let me make a choice while all my shit's getting blown up.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense. So bad all around, and I think they've this after Demigod. Like they're
going to be in trouble for money,
role.
right? Yeah, because so you should compare these two. So I mean, like you've been playing a shitload of StarCraft 2. So I mean, it's obvious that you have not burned out on RTSs, which is this is a good data point because you know that you love the crap out of StarCraft.
And I don't know why, because I never really played the multiplayer in StarCraft.
Yeah.
But now that I'm playing StarCraft 2, I get it. So you know what I mean? So I'm playing and I'm losing 90% of the time. But you know the awesome thing about it? Every single time I lose, I learn something. Because every single time you play, you record a video of that.
Oh, the whole game?
Of the whole game. It automatically saves it. And then basically you have this thing of like 50 different videos, and you can then save those and like give them a description. But every single time you play or record, so I'm watching what they do, and I'm like, I could have done that here. I could have attacked her.
Wait, you're saying it records your enemies' movements?
It's the game, the replay. You can watch from their perspective.
That's badass!
Dude!
That is seriously that's exactly what they do with chess games. games where you can actually go back as a chess player and basically watch a recording of both sides of a game and learn from that.
Yeah.
So you could play the best player in the world. You could suck ass and you just watch their shit.
And that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
So I usually play Terran right now. So I watch Terran players and I look at their build order.
Yeah.
I look at the different tactics and strategy. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to do that next time.
Nice.
Or I'm going to try this cheap ass cheese move next
Yeah,
time. Right?
yeah,
I get
yeah.
a bunch of Reapers and I'm looking. And the awesome thing too is like you have all these pull down menus which show you like how much resources they're doing versus you, how many harvesters they've made.
That is anal as hell. That's awesome.
But I can monitor saying like, well, look, at the 5-minute point, they are double my resources. I need to work on shit.
Wow.
So
you are basically like they're reducing this down to its mathematical purity. Like you're just basically doing formula comparison and click order comparison
and
with people.
learning.
Yeah.
Because the best thing about StarCraft is like everything has a counter. Everything has this thing. So in my brain, I'm just building out this map of, they build roaches, I build marauders. They build zerglings, I do this.
Yeah.
They build zealots, I know this is the counter. And this ability of me making this map out is just addictive.
So
you know?
You have your starts. You have what you do in the beginning, which is probably going to be relatively similar every time. Like you'll be honing it, but you'll be learning.
No, that's the difference. Because like it basically boils down to, do you build a barracks? Do you build this? Do you build gas first?
Right.
I mean, there's these nuances of the initial 5 minutes, which you can go this way, can go this way. Do I block? Like, there's a decision point where you say, do I block off the front of my base to avoid it? If I don't, then the amount of time my guy takes to walk there can then be used to increase the amount of minerals or whatever, right? Like any of this.
Well, I was just going to say though, because I mean, like you're going to have your opening similar to chess, and then what I'm assuming is that you're then learning lots of strategies. Like as soon as they make a move, you're like, oh, he's this kind of player, and then you can just like swing your shit this way or that way. That way, you're not doing the same build order every time, which is kind of the way I started feeling with StarCraft back in the day. Is I would do the same shit every time, and I'd get faster and faster at it. But I would generally use a similar strategy every time.
Interesting. So see, that's where I think this is different, and where you have the replays make sense, right? Because like you basically play the same strategy, and if they can detect it, because they usually watch what you're doing. If you always build a couple of Marines or whatever like that, then it's just like, oh, well, I just do this. Right. And then after you play a couple of times, it's like you have the short game, the mid game, and the long game. You have to you have to scout them. You have to say, oh shit, like they're making a bunch of air, I have to build a bunch of anti-air. So it's just like it's this. I don't know.
So this beats the crap out of Supreme Commander. Basically, it's just like, it's night and day.
At this point now, there is no king of RTS, even at the level where StarCraft is today. It's not even going to be out for a few more months. Who knows, right?
Or years.
No, it's going to come out this year. Activision will make sure that happens.
Yeah, that's true.
So anyhow, StarCraft 2, awesome.
And Supreme Commander.
It's crap. Stay away from it. It's terrible.
So next up is Red Steel 2.
Yeah.
So this is we were very curious about this. We got to play it a couple times at different points, and it is. What is it?
It is it's hard to explain the genre. It is a sci-fi western. Set in Japan, the western part of Japan.
Yeah.
I think that's the kind of feeling I get.
What was confusing me was I was trying to remember the similarities between this and Red Steel 1, and I read a couple places online where they're like, they took the Red Steel story and threw it out the window. Like, you should just imagine this as a restart of the series. They didn't try and keep continuity. It's not the same dude. It's not the same, like, this whole thing is just a new world. Like, they're
not even, Watchers or whatever they call them? I don't know. Okay.
What is it, Yamazaki? He's part of the Yamazaki clan.
So
the point is, imagine the first one didn't happen. Because what they did was, these guys did the first one when the Waggle came out, the Wiimote came out, and then now the Wiimotion Plus came out. They're like, we can fix a lot of this shit. A lot of the inaccuracies that this one had, you really felt like you were flailing without any effect in the first one. A lot of just things didn't feel right.
Yeah, and actually I hear they actually bundle the Wiimote Plus with it too, if you want. So which I think is a good play.
So, and one thing that I do want to mention is that we were talking about, we're like, how did this game look so good? It looks so amazing. It looks so good. I know how they made it so good now.
I know exactly.
Because they made it so you load every 10 seconds. That is how this game looks so good. They worked around the limitations of the Wii, and it's annoying as fuck.
The rooms are about this table wide, that I can tell. And you're right, every single one
I've got lots of good things to say about this game, but I want to put this in the forefront.
I have to give them a little credit. They didn't actually put a loading screen. So now you go to a door, and you see some gears turn. So it's very Dead Spacey, right? Where it's like, right? It's just like, but it's a little too long and a little too often.
I know, and I feel bad dinging them for this because you know that they were working at the very limits of this bullshit Wii technology. Like, the Wii is not a strong console. I don't know if you guys know this.
Memory, right? right?
It's got nothing. It's just like there's a gerbil on the inside running like this. He's like, oh God, stop! But I'm sure that if we play Mario Galaxy, it's not going to feel all loady. So I mean,
all loady or all?
I'm saying that there are engineers that are so good that they'll make the Wii feel a lot more fluid. Like I remember the first Mario Galaxy, I didn't feel like I was loading all the time.
No, you weren't loading all the time in that, but it wasn't to the level of fidelity that you.
That's
see.
true.
I mean,
I'm just saying, like you have to make these
freaking
compromises.
Awesome. Yeah.
But I mean, maybe they went too far. Maybe it looks too good, and maybe
right.
the gameplay suffers for it.
Yes.
Because I shit you not, like it's kind of cool if you're going on a mission and you go into a room, you fight people. You go into a room, fight people. But then what happens is you finish the mission and you have to walk 6 rooms back to where you started to get another mission.
Yeah.
So you're like load, load. And I'm like, ah. So that's my big complaint.
That's not my biggest complaint. My biggest
what's your big complaint?
Is the waggle. This game is
You mean
pretty
the
much
entire game?
So this game, and now don't get me wrong, the Wii Motion Plus with the sword, you can go like this,
Yeah.
you can go down, you can go sideways, and it follows it almost exactly.
So what's the game like?
The game is you have a gun and you have a knife and you're going killing people, pretty much.
That sounds about right.
There is some finesse to it. There's some interesting things where you're dodging, you're basically sliding around so you can hit that back. So there's a lot of weak spots.
The combat actually gets
interesting.
pretty damn interesting.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is that pretty much every half an hour for the first 6 hours, you get new move, and as you get more money, you buy more new moves, and as you get more money, you buy more new guns, more new swords.
You played a lot.
Yeah.
It's just like I stopped at about 3 hours.
Oh no, I played quite a bit.
Wow,
I actually had this hump where I played 2 or 3 hours and I was just like, God, I'm fucking annoyed with this combat. Like I was
That's
just
about
like
when I gave up. So
because I was sitting on the couch and I was just like but I kept with it and I kept with it and I saw how much detail they'd put in.
Interesting.
Where I don't know if you got to the point where you can charge your sword.
No.
So the combat, it's not like it gives you a little bit and they're like, all right, go fight for 20 hours.
Yeah, no.
I shit you not, every half an hour, they were just like, here's this other move where you hold down both buttons and charge your sword, knock dudes into the air, fucking knock them down. You're doing dodges
Aren't you
around
worried about
them.
forgetting it, though? Because that's the problem with this. When there's with Yakuza, I kind of want to make sure I play pretty often because I'm forgetting all that stuff.
I am a little worried. I want to stay with Red Steel long until I get tired of it because the thing is right now I've got about 40 moves in my head and they're all building
But you
up.
also have the 40 moves from God of War you still have there, and you have your 40 moves from Yakuza. So at some point it's going to fall out of your head.
You get some of these really interesting moves where it's like if you're surrounded by dudes, you can do this spin where it's like boom, 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 boom. He hits 5 dudes at a time and stuns all of them.
Okay.
So they really do. So I really do think that I reached this kind of hump where I'm like, okay, I'm getting annoyed at this gameplay. I don't want to be swinging all the time, but
it's still interesting when you swing.
Exactly.
Interesting, because that's the problem I have. I'm not playing at night. I play from 12 to 2, and I'm going like this in my chair, and I just got tired of it. And this is what bugs me about all this different motion stuff that's going on. All the Wii stuff is just like the more you do that, the more gamers like us are gonna get annoyed.
Yep.
We're lazy.
So that being the part that I was complimenting it being said.
Yeah.
I do think this reinforces what we were talking about last episode, where this is a console for children.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking back, I'm a 13-year-old kid, I'm a 12-year-old kid, I'm a 7-year-old kid. I am standing up in front of the TV and I am flailing like this for 10, 20 hours. Yep. Having a great time.
Yelling at your TV.
Yelling at the TV,
awesome.
and you are immersed. It's just like they have built this new style of gameplay for these gamers that it's not, you're not sitting there with your controller. You are up and about, and I don't know if you did the cracking safes where you're turning the shit by your head.
That's actually kind of neat. I like that.
Right. So, I mean, this is not meant to be played the way you and I play games.
I know, but it's just I don't think we can get that anymore. It's just we're so old, we're pretty old before, right? It's seriously, this is us for about 6 hours at a time.
Yeah.
I was playing, Red Steel for 2-3 hours, and I'm like, I'm getting tired of this bullshit. It's just
it's true.
Can you imagine, how fun can you make it where you actually do that? At night, at the times that we play, where we don't have the energy to do that.
It's true. I mean, it's tough. You have to be in the right mood for it.
Yeah.
And I was starting to get to the point where I was also figuring out that speed made up for a lot of swing motion too. Whereas I'd played it enough that I didn't have to do the full swing. I was kind of getting I could find the minimum range of motion where I was playing and not getting.
Optimize your effort.
I was optimizing my movements because I realized that what they've done is amazing. This game is actually very well polished, but it's not necessarily the direction you and I want gaming to go.
No, but for what it is, really well. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Right.
Granted, there's a lot of load times.
Yeah.
But if I was 12, if I was 13,
Exactly.
this would be the best game ever because it looks awesome. The story's not bad. It just doesn't suck.
But I mean, the enemies are all like cartoony and badass. The combat gets more and more complex. The worlds are very interesting. It's linear as fuck.
Yeah.
Like the game is just go back, get a mission, do the mission, get a mission, do the mission, get a mission, do the mission till the end.
Pretty
like
much.
that is beginning to end. That is what this game is.
But that's not a fault necessarily for this game because it's still interesting because the combat is interesting. It's all you're doing constantly.
You're playing a violent cartoon.
Yeah.
This is like you're in a fucking anime. Like you're in whatever, Dragon Ball Z shit, Naruto, whatever kids are watching these days. I mean, it is just a big, goofy, cartoony, violent, swingy mess.
Yeah, and I want to give it credit for that, but for me, this game isn't for me, so I have to give it a thumbs down.
And I'll give it a rental.
Okay.
I'll say check it out, rental. I like you. I would say. So I kept playing it because I thought it was interesting as a gamer, as a game reviewer, but with all these games sitting on my plate, like if you said, do you want to play Final Fantasy 13, Yakuza 3, or Red Steel 2, it's like, of course Red Steel 2 is always going to come in last. But I just had to give so much respect for what they've done. Like you said, it's just like if you are under 14, whatever. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's just not our game.
It's a really good game.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it. So I don't.
No, it's fair enough. If you give it a thumbs down, I enjoyed it more than you did. I stuck with it long enough for it to get complex enough that I could say rent it, but that's all I can do.
Yeah. So that is it for.
But play Yakuza 3. For the love of God, that game's so good.
And try to get into the StarCraft beta.
Yeah, try and get the StarCraft beta because seriously, if you guys buy enough copies of Yakuza 3, they will bring Yakuza 4.
It just came out.
And my orgasms will deafen you all.
Let's hope they at least don't take more than a year this time. Because this one was seriously, 2 years?
Yeah.
At least
it's going to be a while. And the thing is, they're saying Yakuza 4, there's all this like parkour running across rooftops. Like they took what is so complex in this one, they just added more! And eventually it's going to kill me.
They're already working on Yakuza 5 and they're saying it's going to be a new guy. Yeah. Apparently they have to change it up.
But see, that sounds like a spoiler that he dies in 4, and then I'm going to be really pissed.
I don't know.
All right. Kazuma, I love you. He's got like the Elvis hair. Dude. He's got like the total Yakuza hair shield with the nice little chops.
Yeah. We need more of that in Japanese.
Him and Nathan Drake, my two boys. I'm gonna get a threesome with my gamer boys.
My God.
Okay, so
wow,
that went to a weird place.
We have new releases. This week released Just Cause 2.
Yes.
My copy is sitting on my desk.
I am actually going to pick it up tomorrow.
You're not going to be able to play much, dude.
So I'm leaving for Canada on Sunday. And I am going to try and play some Just Cause 2 on Saturday, but I don't know if I can or not.
Yeah, so the things that we're juggling right now, we have Metro 23. A bunch of people ask about that.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to pick that up this weekend, too.
That's not our new releases because it's already out.
Yeah, it's already out.
But we are going to play Metro 2033.
Yeah, and Just Cause 2. Was there one more?
I
think those are the two big ones.
I think those are the two big ones. That's it. That's the big ones. And then what is this? I actually didn't see this before you put it on the list. Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey.
Yeah, so I don't know that much about it. I just know it's another Persona-style game on the DS. And we didn't, dude, seriously, we've been...
Wait, we didn't... But I'm just saying, it feels to me like every 3 weeks we're putting a Shin Megami Tensei something
pretty much
on our gaming list.
Yeah, and not.
How is this possible that they're making this many games? It seems like there's 5 on every console once a month.
I think they do franchising of the thing.
I think they do.
Right? They basically go to a bunch of Japanese developers saying Persona.
You want to do a Shin Megami Tensei, whatever.
A pachinko game? Here
you go. Whatever.
Shin Megami Tensei,
do one with puzzle solving.
That's right,
do
dating simulator.
Card game.
Done.
Magic. So anyway,
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll take a look.
Yeah, Just Cause 2, I think it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, we like the Persona games, so I'm not talking shit. It's just that it seems like there's so many of them, it's hard to keep up. But I would like to actually. I know there's a bunch of NooBTooBers that are obsessed with Persona Top Hat. So let us know how good this one is, and if enough of you guys say in the comments or call in that it's good, we will try it out.
Since you're going on travel, that might actually
be
one
you're right.
You pick up.
If this is out, is this out this week? Okay, so maybe I will pick up a copy for the plane to Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then last up is Cave Story.
Yeah, everybody and their mother's been telling us to play this game.
Yeah. This is one of those ones where it's just like, have you guys played the Mother series? Yeah. This is like that. Like, every week we get 40 comments on YouTube with like, play Cave Story, play Cave Story, play Cave Story. So I will. I'll do it. I mean, like, I trust you guys. I trust you guys.
It's on WiiWare, so we will go and spend a little money.
We went and looked at a video. It's hard to understand. Like, this game is like a platformer shmup RPG.
Yeah, I'm seeing every time you hit something, numbers pop up.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe it's more like Castlevania, kind of RPG, action RPG.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It looks good.
Yeah.
So
I'll try it.
Yeah,
I'll try it out. So
we got 2 weeks.
We got 2 weeks. I know, and that's WiiWare, so I can't play it from Canada. So we'll see.
Maybe somebody will let you borrow their Wii.
Maybe. Yeah, I seriously, I'm so tempted to like take my suitcase and stick in all my consoles.
I'm telling you, you should. Like sometimes, like, I found my hotel has HDMI in, has a little panel with HDMI, and I'm like, man, if I bring a 360 or whatever, like.
I don't know if there's anything to do in Edmonton. I'm going to Edmonton. Like,
there's the biggest mall in the world.
I don't know if that's enough entertainment for me. I heard that the biggest mall in Edmonton has a lake with fucking submarines in it.
What?
So yeah, there's submarines.
Is it the ones that, like in Disneyland, you go in and then you see?
I think so. So I will check that out for one day, but maybe the other days I will be playing Yakuza 3 in my hotel room.
Because you're not doing much else.
It's cold up there, man. It's like below freezing. Yeah.
Well, you should, if you do go, dude, eat some poutine. That's like the national dish of Canada.
That's like a bunch of cheese on French fries, right?
It's not cheese.
It's the pile of...
It's whatchamacallit? Curds. Cheese curds.
It's fat.
With gravy on top of fries. It's really good. I mean, like, if you have...
So how are their strippers hot if they're eating big piles of fat on French fries? That doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe hot is huge.
Hey!
It goes right to the... Poutine goes right to the breastises.
That's right.
So maybe...
Now you know.
Eat poutine.
So I would like a picture of you in a strip club eating poutine with
Done.
Done. Make it happen.
All right, I'm on it. So we got some donations this week.
Yeah.
We got one donation, actually.
Yes, one big donation. Thank you very much.
Frederick.
Oh,
he's our new best friend.
That's right, from Sweden.
Yes,
I love Sweden.
Thank you very much, Frederick, for the donation. We will use it to buy games such as Yakuza 3.
Yes.
So you guys keep us running.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll definitely, we'll be giving away the games after we buy them and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh, Shoop91. Thank you, Wookie Monster, for putting this together every week.
Hell yeah.
I really like the one this week.
Yeah. Fuck this game, which is pretty much something that we say about once a week. Your fuck this game was Red Steel 2, Supreme Commander 2.
No, Supreme Commander 2. Fuck this game. It's a good game.
Yeah, that's true.
Red Steel is a good game.
Supreme Commander 2 was fuck this game.
Fuck this game. And Chris Taylor, what have you done? Sorry. But no, so this game is like done like pixel art. It's really good. Awesome work.
So thank you guys for coming to the forums and doing photoshopping every week for us, for our entertainment.
Yes.
So next up, I'm angry about this.
Should we show the video?
Yes,
let's show the video. All right, it's only been a few days since we recorded last.
But I've been so healthy in those last few days.
That's right. Only 5 beers instead of 10.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Come on. Oh! Wah, 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 wah.
Damn it.
How much is that up?
182
okay,
and a half.
So 1.5 pounds. All right. I think I may lap you. All right.
All right, dude.
Come on, 3 days of tacos and beer.
How have you done? We will see.
This got to beat you by 182.5, right?
Yes.
All right?
Yes. 182.5.
Oh, man, I'm so... Wait. Oh.
Wait, you lost? You lost? You son of a bitch. Oh no! You weigh less than me!
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. You finally lapped me at the game of life.
Oh, I don't know, dude. It's just looking a little bigger than mine.
Shut up! Shut up! Damn it! Fuck.
So what did I was 182, you're 182.5
Yeah.
at this point?
Yeah,
Right,
so
wow.
you've snaked past me. We'll just pretend that you're not 5 inches shorter than me.
That's right, or my shoulders are...
Yeah, you're built. You're more of a football player looking dude than me. But yeah, so I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to be spending a week living in a hotel in Canada, eating poutine and going down to the bar at night because I'm fucking bored. So I'm going to come back and I'll be like 187. Or maybe I will be awesome and I'll go to the gym at the hotel and I will eat poutine on tofu.
Yeah, it'll be tofu curds. And yes.
Let's just face it, I'm fucked. I am fucked.
You are fucked.
So
do your best, though. Do
every
your best.
week,
Come on.
yeah, combate.
You got 2 weeks
Yeah.
to get down to 180.
That's true. That's true. All right, I will stick with it because you guys have been inspirational. I will try to be an inspiration for all of you. I seriously have nothing to do but sit-ups in that hotel room. So
there you go. All right. Each week we like to feature the NooBTooB Army in the show. If you send in questions with reviews of games, funny stories, whatever.
Yep. And you can contact us toll-free at 888-233-8480 or send your files to feedback@NooBTooB.com. Also, please be sure to post them as a video response on YouTube.
Yes, and keep the videos under a minute if you want to be featured on the show.
And don't forget the
It's been
yow!
a while since we've gotten some videos. I mean, you guys should understand, if you got a video, you usually have a step up on top of all the audio ones we get in.
We do. We prefer videos. So come on now. Keep it, like a lot of you guys are just calling in, which we like the call-ins too,
We do.
but
We get
pop
like,
out a video camera.
We get like 50 audio call-ins and like 1 video, if we're lucky. So.
Yeah. Where did you go, Ninsaru? Ninsaru,
He's enjoying his new DS that we sent him.
Shit, that's right, you bastard.
So we have
where is-
Doliak.
There we go, Doliak. Okay, casual gaming. Here we go, Doliak.
Hey, this is Doliak from Arizona, and I just got a couple questions. First of all, why do they keep dumbing down gameplay for casual gamers? They're just ruining games. Like, Supreme Commander 1 was what I compared all RTS games. It was huge, giant scale, fun to play. Supreme Commander 2 is a bullshit little tiny game. It's too dumbed down for casual gamers. And my second question is, why do they keep doing these exclusive Microsoft games or stuff like that? I don't got an Xbox, I got a PS3, and I don't have money for these type of games like Splinter Cell Conviction. And it's just, I guess I should thank them. I was going to spend my money on their game, and now I can't. So, yeah.
First question first.
Okay.
Okay. Casual games.
That's a good question. I can actually answer that in one word.
I can answer it in one little
Yeah.
symbol.
Yeah. Well, they realize that the dumber you make it,
Yep.
the larger the audience.
Yeah.
So it's like you take a pie of the whole world, and like there's this tiny little slice that likes hardcore games,
Yep.
and then you start adding more and more people that like bowling and that
Yep.
like
Old
swinging
people.
swords.
Yeah.
That like old people.
They didn't come out right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, your mom's. I mean, the thing about it, the people that are the purchasing
Envious's mom.
power. Envious's mom.
Envious's mom.
She has a lot of purchasing power.
I hear that she likes the waggle.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big thing. It's just like everybody, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, like all of them, we've decided that we want a piece of this pie. We want this market that is growing much faster than the hardcore market. And if you look at the hardcore market, it's actually kind of shrinking.
Right.
And I don't know why. That actually, I don't understand why.
Yeah,
But-
it makes me nervous because we'll come out and we'll say things like Red Steel 2 is a good game. It is a good game, but that's not the games we want people to be making. I want people to be making Yakuza 3. I want people to be making other games like this. And there's some games that kind of walk this line. So, interestingly enough, you get Uncharted 2. Uncharted 2 actually has a very, very broad appeal. It feels like an Indiana Jones movie, but hardcore gamers can really, really get into fine-tuning the combat.
You're right. I think Assassin's Creed 2 is also very
Yes,
similar.
that's true.
Actually, so the thing is, like, I understand your point of concern that
Yeah.
you're worried about it, but if you think about it, the past 2 years have been probably some of the best years for gaming
Yes.
for us.
Yeah.
So I think that if you just look at the market, if you just grow the market to encompass more people, some of those people are gonna want a little more.
It's
A little bit. So I think it will grow the overall market and just mean more games.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get
You know what I mean?
fuck-ups. You're going to get Prince of Persia. You're going to get these games where they're just like, you close your eyes and fucking hold down a button and you'll keep playing.
Yep.
But I think that they really are. They're fine-tuning their craft. I mean, this is something that is a relatively new innovation in human history, and they are really. If you compare old games to new games, they're kind of honing in on the maximum pleasure from most people.
Yeah, and you also have these companies like PopCap who will make casual games.
Yeah.
But they are some of the most addictive games ever made. So it's just like if there's more PopCaps, like companies popping up, like I don't have any problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah, Plants vs. Zombies is a quote-unquote casual game, but it is also mad complex.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hope there's more games like that. His second question was just
Second question is a weird
exclusives.
question because I think this is a question from a young person.
A young person with just can only afford one console.
Right. Because these days, kids think it's weird when a game is only on one console. Like, what's this with a platform exclusive? I'm used to a game coming out on everything. Historically speaking,
What was it like when we were children?
Yeah, when we were a kid, it's like a game is on one console. It's like there's a Nintendo game. Metroid was not on the Genesis.
No. You had Sonic and you had Mario. Yeah. And never, ever... Like, this bullshit about Sonic and Sega also fucking... Like, that never happened.
No.
Mario, Sonic,
I mean, even the last generation, it's like most games that were on the Xbox One weren't on the PS2. Most games that were on the Splinter Cell, games that were on the GameCube were not on the Xbox. I mean, this is only recently that they've really started just kind of like dumping a game on everything, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
And it's all because of the economics. Before, it actually justified you spending $20 million, like Sony spending $20 million or whatever, to GTA to keep it on the console.
Right.
Because they made it all back, because they had 10 million consoles out there. But now, at this point, if you tell Capcom Lost Planet or something like that, like, sorry, you can't make Lost Planet 2 on all consoles, they're going to want $15-20 million.
They want a lot of money.
Because games are too expensive to make now, so you just can't...
Right. I mean, if you have an install base of 10 million consoles, and they could just, during the development process, make it run on all of them.
Yes.
They're like, fuck you! We are releasing this shit on everything we can. It's going to be on every handheld. It's going to be on every console. And, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's actually, as time goes on, I think we are going to see less and less of these exclusives. But it's weird because then we're going to see less and less reason for multiple consoles. So
I think they're still innovating in various ways, right?
They are.
Like Xbox is going to go the live way. Everybody else is. Sony's going to do the Move way or something. I mean,
they're all still. It's all still the same road. Like you look at the Wii and the Xbox and the PS3.
It's not like they all have Netflix players. I mean,
they do now.
No, just kidding.
That's true. Yes,
That's true.
It's hard to say. I mean, gaming is at a weird point right now because at this point, a computer's a computer, and there aren't that many differentiating factors. I mean, the PS3 is way more powerful than the Xbox, which is way more powerful than the Wii. But you can just change the video quality a little bit, and you can still play the game on all of them. You know,
and all the engine manufacturers, so Unreal, Crysis, all of them are shipping their engines on the same thing. So you build a game on the engine, you're done.
Yep. So
it's not even the cost of actually doing multiple platforms, whatever.
Yeah. So we get to see where this goes. Isn't this a great time to be alive?
Yes.
I fucking love it.
And the recommendation for you is get a job, buy a 360 and a Wii. Because there's good games on every single one.
Get
so don't
every console.
Limit yourself.
Get every console. Because Nintendo is the one platform that still locks down more exclusive than anybody else.
Because it's Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next up is Cecil McWoot.
What's up, Tobin and Yuzo? It's Cecil McWoot from the Bay Area here. Just having a couple of brews and decided to call you guys and give you guys a heads up on a couple of PSP games. They just came out last week on the PlayStation Network. The first one is Patchwork Heroes, which is $9.99, and the other game is The Red Star, which is $14.99. There's a demo of Patchwork Heroes. It's pretty cool. It's like you're walking around an airship with a saw blade, cutting it in half and stuff, trying to stop it from bombing your town or something. It's made by the people that did Loco Roco. And The Red Star is this really cool run-and-gun game. It's 3D overhead view. It kind of feels like Devil May Cry mixed with Contra. Crazy. If you want to share the game, let me know. I'll send you guys a message or something on there, and I can share it with you guys. All right, peace. Yow.
All right, so first up, Cecil McWoot, please send us both a message on PSN. I'm Tobin00.
I am YUZOW. Or just send an email to feedback@NooBTooB.com.
Yeah, so we would love to share those games off of your PS3
I love the sharing
account.
feature.
I love it.
I think I have like 8 NooBTubers on my
I know,
my
and everybody's just sharing game, which is awesome.
Yes.
Like I said before, I'm traveling for a week, so PSP games sounds great.
Yeah.
And we looked at some videos. So Patchwork Heroes actually looks really interesting.
Yeah, and I can't understand so I think this game is a shooter,
Yeah.
is my understanding, and you're like fighting these big ships, but there's this quicks element. Do you think they even know?
I don't know
what
if you
Quicks
guys
is?
know Quick. So
QI
back in the day,
connects?
there's this game where there's like a big square and you can cut off pieces of it.
If they don't know Quicks, they probably know Gal's Panic.
They what?
Gal's Panic? Do you
Oh,
remember that
yeah,
one?
Gal's Panic. It's basically the same idea. You cut off pieces, except then you get boobies. Which in a way is vastly superior,
It
really.
is. It actually was much better.
If I have the choice of a gameplay mechanic and the identical gameplay mechanic that also has nipples,
Yes.
girl nipples,
Yeah.
then I'm a big fan.
The only counterexample for that, unfortunately, is probably BMX XXX. Excitebike, BMX Triple X.
Yeah.
Probably Excitebike
That's
in that
true.
case. But it's basically, you basically block out the screen, and then you have to do that because if you're away from the wall, you can get damaged.
Right.
It's very interesting.
And this one looks like that, except you're in this big airship that kind of looks like the old Super Mario 3 kind of like airships floating through the sky, and then you're cutting off pieces of the airship and they're falling down and things are shooting at you.
And the local Roco devs, they're like really great about style with their art, so I think it's going to be awesome.
So I'd love to check that out. And the other one I actually didn't get a chance to look at the gameplay for, but top-down Devil May Cry plus Contra sounds interesting to me.
Red Star, wasn't there a PS2 game a long time ago called Red Star?
That sounds familiar.
It sounds really familiar, but I don't know if it has anything to do with it. But
but thank you for the recommendations. We love game recommendations.
Yes.
And then last last voicemail, not video, is Arsenal.
Hey Tobin and Yuzo, this is Arsenal from North Carolina. I'm a first-time caller and I had a question for Yuzo. I was wondering what you thought about the new Modern Warfare 2 map pack costing $15. Whether or not you'll be getting it, because to me, I feel like that's a little too pricey, seeing as though the COD 4 map pack costs $10 and has 4 brand new maps, when this has only 3 new ones and 2 remakes. I don't know about you, but my points are going to Perfect Dark from the N64. Thanks for listening, guys. Yow.
Oh, this pisses me off.
$15 for a map pack?
Yeah, it's 5 maps instead of 4. So if you think about it, right, it's $250 a map with COD 4.
Yeah.
Because you got 4 maps for $10.
Right.
5 maps for
$3.
$15, $3. So it's only 50 cents more a map, which is like...
Yeah.
But $15?
That seems like a lot for a map pack.
I mean, and also 2 of them are remakes, so it didn't take them as much work to do the other one. So I'm just like, Activision, they're kind of fucking us on this.
Yeah.
And I am a professed, I mean, of course, everybody on YouTube knows, I'm a professed Modern Warfare 2 fanboy.
You're a bias.
I'm biased.
You are biased.
I am biased.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm going to buy them still, but I'm going to be kind of annoyed. No, because seriously, because look, I mean, I have spent, if you look at my actual thing, I've spent almost 6 full days in the game. In the game. 6 times 24 hours.
Yeah.
So this game, I will play. The 30th, and when it comes out, I'm going to take off, probably, and spend all day playing. So I'm going to get used to it. I mean, it's $15.
So is it? So I mean, I guess the question is, your gut reaction is this is too much money. But I mean, for as much gameplay as you get out of it, do you think it's definitely too much? I mean,
it's still too much.
It seems way too much to me.
Because you think about it, here's Activision, right? Activision's like, I just sold 30 million copies of Modern Warfare 2.
Right.
I can make, if half of the people buy it, it's 15 million times $10.
Yeah, it did not cost them $150 million to make 5 fucking maps.
I'm saying, if half of them buy them, it's $150 million, or they can 15 times 15, $225 million. That's the choice, right? You think about Activision, it's like, do I want another $75 million?
Yeah.
Of course I would like $75 million because I'm Bobby Kotick and I'm a dick.
Yeah.
Because I want to screw everybody.
Yeah. It's interesting, like, how much is goodwill worth, right? Like, how...
I don't think Activision cares one whit about goodwill.
No, right? I think Guitar Hero shows that they don't give a fuck about goodwill.
Or
Tony Hawk. There's just like, fuck it! People are like, but it seems like you're making too many of these games. They're like, how about you're making too many of these? Why don't you suck on that? You're going to buy it. And, we'll see.
You will. Actually, for Guitar Hero, they're not. But for this one, 90%. Everybody's going to buy it. So this looks like, from a business perspective, if I was an investor in Activision, I'd be like...
Yeah.
But... kind of, it's fucked up. Like $12, man. Come on.
Yeah, just bring it down to a reasonable level.
Yeah. So, because they're going to do it again in another 6 months.
Yeah.
So
another $200 million.
Like, what would it take for you? Like, just put it into terms of Yakuza. Like, what would it take for you to spend another $15 on an existing game you love?
Yakuza's. Yeah, that's a tough
weird?
One because I would pretty much pay anything for more Yakuza content. But
really,
but you're right. Like. If they had a history of it too, where it's just, I knew that they were going to be milking me for more content. I knew that they'd kind of. But
you'd actually be okay with it?
I don't know.
So
it's hard to say.
You would get 2 more.
Let's say Uncharted 2. So Uncharted 2, they add another couple chapters. I guess I would start breaking it down in dollars per hour sort of thing, but the thing is, it's hard to say that with Modern Warfare because you're going to play fucking 20, 30, 40 hours on those new maps. So
it's a different cost thing. But again, I'm just trying to figure out from your perspective.
I don't know.
How many hours of entertainment? How many hours of entertainment would you need? Because think about it from terms of the Borderlands.
The whole game is only 8 hours for Uncharted.
Yeah. So would it be 2 hours? Would you pay $15 if they said we're going to add 2 more chapters where you get to I don't know.
know.
Escape a building, blah blah blah, and ride in a tank.
I think I would
And
do.
then
I think I would do the exact same thing as you. Is I would pay it reluctantly.
It's just like, and you got to see Nathan's shirt off.
That's a little gay. What are you gay for Nathan Drake? That's
I'm just
weird.
saying, $15. Is it worth it? Yeah.
I don't know. I think I really think that it would just come down to one of these things. I would come on the air just like you just did, and I'd be like,
fuck.
I'd be like, I'm mad, but here's my money. So I mean, they know that, right?
Yeah.
They know that like I don't know. They probably skate that edge of when people would just say no and when people would just say no or say yes begrudgingly. They're like, fuck, we don't care if you like it or not. We just want the damn money.
And actually, as a business,
They're not your
that's what
friend.
that's what they should be doing.
Yeah.
Right? But like seriously, if they said 2 hours and $15, you'd be reluctantly. If it was 10, would you feel it'd be more? You'd be like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And that would be cool.
Yeah.
And Naughty Dog's just like, damn, thank you for giving me entertainment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
Cool.
you and I tend to come out. We hit these price points where it's like something comes out for $5 that we like. We're like, buy this right now. $10, we're like, yeah, it's pretty cool. 15, we're just like, it's just hard. You get these things where it's just like when you're just buying DLC.
I think that's the thing. The DLC is so new that we can't. It's hard for us to put values on it.
Yeah, it is.
Because a $60 game, I can say, fuck Supreme Commander. I'm pissed off.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
$50
That's
on that.
easy. That's easy. $60 is like if it's not a good game, we'll be like.
Yeah, but 5, 10, 15 was like.
It's hard. It's really hard. Which is why we get paid the big bucks. So that is our show for the week.
Yes.
Check out our website at NooBTooB.com and participate in the forums by clicking the community tab at the top of the front page.
Yes, and if you're watching the video on YouTube, click on the subscription button right over there, hopefully.
Yep.
Also rate the video with 5 stars by clicking on Tobin's right thigh.
Yes, my thigh stickle.
Testicle.
So that's all for this episode.
I am Yuzo Watanabe. God damn you.
Tobin Kozire. Audio engineering for NooBTooB is done by Range Deli Destroyer Strunk. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all next week. We're out.
No, not next week.
Oh shit, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2.
We're double out.
Okay, looks good. Oop.